Yep. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for your time and giving me the opportunity over here. Now, as the organizer have introduced me, my name is Huat, and I lead the cybersecurity sales organization in Cisco Systems based in Singapore, and I cover ASEAN. Now, if you know Cisco as a company, over the past 40 years since we came into the industry, we've been a strong network and network security vendor. But over the past 4 to 5 years, we have actually put in a lot of effort to accelerate security development, right? To make sure that we are focusing on security. And last year, we acquired Splunk, right? 28 billion. So that's really a statement that we are going to be going deep into security. And the reason why we do that is simple. Because our customers around the world are asking us to help them navigate this whole area and this whole landscape, new landscape in the security, which is getting more and more complex, right? And they're asking us, how can we help them simplify their security? Right? And Cisco set on the journey over past 4 or 5 years ago to help them to achieve this thing. I've been in Cisco for 25 years, almost. So I've seen a lot of evolution within Cisco itself, right? And so if you look at what I'm going to cover today, I think the previous panel discussion actually sets up very, very nicely for me. So thank you very much, right? AI adoption creates a new and unmanaged risk. I'm going to refer to my slide, some data over here, because I didn't have the opportunity to add in some additional slides. But last year, we conducted an AI Readiness Index survey globally. And I'm pulling out some of the Singapore statistics, right? Urgency to deploy AI. Of the respondents in Singapore, 98% feel that there's an urgency to deploy AI. Has increased over the past 6 months, which means every one of you here, most of you are already doing some AI investigation within your organization itself. And 47% of the respondents feels that it is a company top-down driven effort, right? From the CEO perspective, and 39% says that it's a middle management key driver for AI adoption in the organization. Now, a few key reasons why organizations are adopting AI. Number one, 23% in Singapore said that it's because of efficiency and productivity within the organization itself. 19% innovation, and 15% is on growth, right? So whether you're from a healthcare industry looking at how you improve patient experience and patient care, you're from a FSI industry looking at how you upsell and cross-sell to your customers, or within your organization, you're looking at improving staff productivity. This is what AI is here to help us do, right? Now, risk of not getting AI right. 58% thinks that if they spend too much time thinking about AI and not do something about it, they have maximum on 1 year before they lose their competitive edge. And 85% thinks that if they don't do anything in 18 months, they will lose their competitive edge. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because the ship has already sailed. Whether you like it or not, your organization will be looking at AI, and in some organizations, some of the departments are already doing AI. It's whether, as a security team, you know it or you don't know it, and what you're going to do about it, right? So I'm going to be pivoting my presentation in a different manner, because we talk about AI for security, but what about security for AI, right? So what's the risk in terms of when applications are going towards AI? Our philosophy is that all applications in the next 12, 18 months will be AI native. Again, whether you like it or not, that's going to happen. And the whole application stack is going to have a LLM model that's built in between. And this introduces a lot of new risk vector in terms of how you secure your applications, how you secure your environment, how you secure your data, and things like that, right? And this is one area in which we feel that the industry is still picking up and trying to grapple with how to handle security for AI. Now, Cisco come from two different personas when you look at security for AI. Number one, as a user using AI applications, and number two, as an end user developing AI applications within your environment. Now, what's the difference? I think all of us in the room, most of us, including myself, right, we will use ChatGPT, OpenAI, and something like that in order to improve what we are trying to do in our organizations, right? But the thing is that how are you using the particular tools inside your environment? What information you're putting on it is something that organizations are still trying to grapple with. What's right, what's wrong, what's considered IP, what's considered private data, and so on and so forth, right? And just now one of the panelists mentioned people, right? Training, awareness. This is very key. But how can technology actually also help you to achieve some of these guardrails, right? To manage data that's going out of the environment. So this slide, you see that when you're using AI, the shadow AI actually, there is a risk in terms of sharing sensitive data and unsafe use of AI applications itself, right? On the right side, you see that it's across the board within the customer organization, right? Your organization. It's not just IT. It can be legal, it can be HR, it can be sales, marketing, R&D, so on and so forth, right? But what it shows is that every user inside the organization, in one way or another, is using AI. Now, if you look at it from the other perspective, developing AI, I mentioned earlier on, our hypothesis is that in the next 12, 18 months, all applications are going to be AI application. And this is where security team right now lack the visibility, what's happening inside their environment. Now, the going is this, right? That's what people say. If you cannot see, you cannot protect. It's as simple as that. So if you cannot see what is happening inside your environment, what AI is being used inside your environment, how are you going to even protect? Now, this is a typical Gen AI lifecycle model. I'm not the expert in Gen AI model and so on, but you can see at different parts of the Gen AI lifecycle, there is potential risk, security risk, right? You see there's prompt injection risk, there's data poisoning, model backdoor, so on and so forth, right? And this is the area where it's evolving very quickly. And with organizations all starting to adopt AI applications, is the cybersecurity team ready to manage such a risk moving forward? Is something that we are actually helping our customers to try and address early on in the cycle. Now, if you're aware, there are various models already out in the industry. There's an OWASP model, MITRE model, NIST, and so on. And they have defined more than 200 categories for safety and security when you're dealing with AI, along many different techniques, right? And what I want to show you is this, right? If you're mapping some of this OWASP model and MITRE model into real life, recently there is a lot of hype about DeepSeek, right? We are seeing so much accuracy, so little use of compute power, and so on. It's creating so much hype in the market. Now, we have actually run our red teaming algorithm against a number of LLM models in the market, including DeepSeek. So if you can see from this chart, 100% of our red teaming algorithm actually went through DeepSeek. So that means there is a potential risk in terms of the models. So a lot of organizations are very excited about DeepSeek and a lot of other models and trying to adopt them, right? But are they aware of the risk of adopting this model? Is something that is not really very evident in the market yet. Now, I'm not here to say something bad about any model. I just want to be very clear. But what I'm trying to advocate over here is that every model has got potential risks. And that's where, if organizations are deploying and adopting any specific model, it's important to understand what's the risk in terms of the models and what are you going to do to protect it. consequence of unmanaged AI risk, this is just an example for you to look through. I've got 5 minutes left, so I won't talk about it, right? So what I really want to go through, right, is what we are doing from an industry perspective to help our customers. So a couple of weeks ago in Cisco Live in Amsterdam, we actually launched something called AI Defense. How does AI Defense actually work? I mentioned earlier on, you look at it from a user perspective, and you look at it from a developer perspective, right? So AI Defense sits in the middle that detects all the threats that's going on inside the environment and protect it. And our philosophy in Cisco is to consolidate and simplify security for our customers. I mean, if you look at the security industry for the past 20, 30 years, it's always been very fragmented. Whenever there's a security problem, you come up with a product, you buy it, you deploy it. But take one step back and you look at the industry today. Is it helping our customers to actually do security better? I think the answer is no, right? Despite spending millions of dollars implementing 60, 70 tools inside the environment, you're still getting breached, you're still getting attacked. So what that shows is that the old way of doing security is not sustainable in the new world, especially when things are moving so rapidly, right? So there's got to be a way to make platform works together so that they are communicating, sharing information, and then doing enforcement and helping organizations protect themselves. And that's what Cisco is doing. We are trying to use the intelligence from all our different solutions and then enforcing security using what we do best, which is the network itself, right? So you see that whether employees using AI Defense, we embed our security solutions inside secure access so that when we detect that there's unsafe information or sensitive information, we will block it. And if developers inside a data center or in the cloud have got compromised or bad LLM models where there's risk, we will enforce security in our networks as well. Now, to really do AI security, we have 3 simple steps, and that's what AI Defense is trying to achieve, right? Number 1, you need to discover. Again, if you don't see, you can't protect. Number 2, run detection algorithms to detect what's good and what is bad. And last but not least, enforcement, protection, right? So 3 simple steps. I mentioned about our secure access solution. So how do we actually do discovery, detection, and protection is by looking at the connections where users connect using our SSE solutions. We are now going to be able to look for sensitive data that's going out into the cloud. So if you look at many organizations, again, if you look for a specific AI security tool, there will be another tool inside your arsenal, 60, 70 tools, right? But what we are trying to do is to incorporate all this capability into the solutions that we already have. So that rather than implementing another tool, trying to integrate, trying to get the information to cross-share, how can you use the same platform to be able to keep your users safe and keep your users and prevent them from sending sensitive information out into the internet, right? Now, if you are a developer running AI applications, it is important to make sure there is a way to discover LLM models and AI apps within your organization itself. So AI Defense, the first step is to gain visibility, do an inventory of the models and the AI apps that's inside your environment. And then what we do, we use our algorithm, our red teaming algorithm, to run constant tests against all these models so that we can define and identify which are the ones that's susceptible or unsafe, right? And last but not least, we do runtime protection using our network. And it can be the switch, it can be the firewalls, it can be multi-cloud defense, so on and so forth. And that's what Cisco is trying to do from a company perspective, right? Now we are consolidating and centralizing all our capability into what we call the Cisco Security Cloud Control. And again, the reason why we're doing this is to make sure that we build platforms, consolidate all the capability, rather than having organizations, right, that continue to build and acquire silo and fragmented product one at a time, and they are the ones who have got to meddle around with the integration and making sure things work together. Right? So I'm almost out of time. Let's get started. This is an area where it's really, really evolving. And if you've got any questions, anything you need, reach out to the organizer, reach out to Comstore and Cisco. We will be able to help you on that. And if you want access to the blog where I mentioned about the DeepSeek and other model red teaming, right? And also the AI readiness index, come to us. We'll be able to supply you with a report as well. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.